Good noontime, everybody. This is LALATE, and hope you are good and safe. $1,400 third stimulus checks will land with third wave direct deposits this Wednesday, but could also land tomorrow. I'll be going over who will get third wave stimulus checks by direct deposits if you are on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, and Direct Express card. I'll also be jumping into the live chat with you and interacting with you across the board. Meantime, I'll be going over those March 26 checks and why are they landing today and tomorrow. And then I'll be cutting over to April 2nd to 5th checks that'll be landing later this week. In this video, I'll also be cutting to the shocking developing news from Chuck Schumer and how great it is when you're talking about fourth stimulus and fifth stimulus, which are absolutely just around the corner. There's so much around the corner, they're less than 48 hours away. With that, let's get rock and rolling as Noontime LA continues. Good noontime, everybody. How are you? Is your day going well? Crushing the Monday? Ready to crush the week? Well, away we go. We are in the middle of third stimulus, but within 48 hours from now, we'll hear about fourth and fifth stimulus. More about that later in this recording. Also, the surprising developing news, you're going to see a new twist from Chuck Schumer and a little bit more about the eviction moratorium. All right, let's get to the breaking details. But first, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. It's birthday week here on this channel, so get some birthday subscriptions. It's free to subscribe, and you don't want to miss a single minute across the channel today. Also, like this video. If you're not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. This is where we are. Nathaniel, I think it was, dropped in the opening comment credits a question, great question. Will I get my stimulus check? I have a representative payee. No. If you have a representative payee, it goes to the representative payee. These are the people who get your stimulus check. If you are a dependent on someone else's tax return, it goes to the person you are a dependent on. If you have a representative payee, it goes to your representative payee. If you're a husband and wife and file joint tax returns, it goes to the lead name on the joint tax return. If you got recently divorced, but IRS doesn't know about that, it could be a problem. If you are a guardian if you have a parental guardian and the IRS knows about that because of a prior tax return, that's who has your stimulus check. Now, what's important to understand is not so much who has your stimulus check, but where is the stimulus check. That has been singularly the most confusing issue for SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, Direct Express card, and also tax filers and non-filers. This is what I got to tell you. And I got to be very frank and I got to be very to the point. You may get it in the mail. I don't know how many times I can say that. You may get it in the mail. And despite everything across the board, people keep on saying, I don't show anything pending in Direct Express. You know why it may not show something pending in Direct Express? Because in the mail. I don't show anything pending on Bank America because it may be in the mail. Well, Direct Express says, maybe it's coming around. It's soon to land. I'm like, well, that's because it's pending in the mail, maybe. So what's important to understand is that while you're sitting here and wondering where it may not be coming to that deposit account. It's a hard jump for a lot of viewers because you got a first one a certain way, you got a second one the second way. And no matter how many times I say it, checks are coming in the mail. This is one of the envelopes. This is one of the envelopes. I was the only person worldwide to ever record a video in December showing you what a stimulus check envelope looks like. Why? Because I don't want you to throw it away, because this is an easy check to throw away. It doesn't look like it's check. It doesn't look like it's money. It comes in a white envelope. It comes in a beige envelope. There's no insignia. There's no logo. There's no stamp. There's no nothing. These red letters occurring in the corner say information about your economic impact payment. Remember those words, because no one ever calls it a stimulus check. They call it an economic impact payment. But it's skinny. It's thin. It's laser thin. And it literally has only one skinny piece of paper in there. $1,400. And if you take this and you throw it away because I'm waiting for it to land in my direct deposit account, then guess what? You may never see that stimulus check. What's important to understand is that when you're talking about a stimulus check by direct express or by direct deposit, you need to, understand that the person sending you the check has their determination of how they want to send it. And if you're on SSI or SSDI, this is what you need to know starting right off the bat. If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, watch the mail. It may be in the mail because over 50% of you will get it in the mail, not on the Direct Express card, not on the direct deposit account for the banks or the Bank America or the Chase, not with any prior notification. So no matter how many videos I record, there's always going to be someone who jumps into one of the comments and says, I don't show anything pending on Direct Express. Well, I hope you're also looking at the mailbox. And with that, let me cut to forced stimulus for just a second. I'll have more about that later in this recording. But forced stimulus will be debuted within 48 hours. Yes, there's a forced stimulus package. And yes, there's a fifth stimulus package. Now, this is different than 2020, where we would hear about stimulus packages and they would never happen. No, this is actually happening. This is not pie in the sky. This is not people randomly numbering things. No, this is actually happening. There's going to be a forced stimulus and it's going to be introduced in 48 hours. When it's introduced, understand, do not hit the fan or the ceiling saying, oh my God. Because I'm just going to have to pull out Temple of Doom in 2020 again for you. Temple of Doom did that, I guess. Mitch Onse did that, because just trust me, there's going to be something in that forced stimulus you're not going to like. It's just going to be that way. So keep it calm, because guess what? There's Senate Democrats on your side. And those Senate Democrats want you to get some stuff. And if that stuff's not in there, then they're going to put it in there. So give it some calm. I'll go over what's in forced stimulus in a second. But what I want to cut to right now before that is this. This is a shocker. This is a big shocker. Your forced stimulus package is going to go by reconciliation. Let me jump into the live chat and see who was tuning in earlier today who knows the answer. How many more reconciliations do you think Chuck Schumer has between now and September? Or at least he thinks he has. How many more reconciliations does Chuck Schumer have between now and December? Do you think he has 0? Do you think he has 1? Do you think he has 3? Jump in the chat right now. I'm watching the chat. How many do you think Chuck Schumer has of reconciliation? Someone said 0. How many more reconciliations do you think, Chuck? That is the tow hitch and the tow truck. Paula says 2. Boom says 2. Diane says 2. A lot of viewers say 2. Someone says 5. Brett says 5. Teresa says 1. Charlotte says 3. There's Lisa. She says 2. El Moran says 2. A lot of people says 2. Ricky says 1. Kristen says 3. And Carolyn says 0. So the absolute bottom line, the minimum, is at least 1, but possibly 2. Let me tell you what's going on. The one that was used, and I think I misspoke earlier today because I listened to how I phrased it. The reconciliation that was used to pass the third stimulus package earlier this year, while it was earlier this year, they actually used last year's leftover unused reconciliation. They used that unused one for the third stimulus package. The third stimulus package used a leftover extra reconciliation from last year. They used that one for third stimulus package. So they have not used this year's reconciliation for this term, which goes from January to September. They have not used one. So they have one definitely to use. So do they have 2? Well, this is where it's going to be a toss-up. And the toss-up stems from what Chuck Schumer is going to try to use, which is called Section 304, if I have the correct number. Section 304. And under Section 304, what Chuck Schumer is going to say is that there's a rule that allows him to modify a prior reconciliation bill with another reconciliation bill one time. So Chuck Schumer's going to argue he has two. Do I think that two is going to work? It's a 50-50. It's a 50-50 at the moment because it's ultimately have to go to the Senate parliamentarian to determine whether he has two more or one more. He definitely has one, but he maybe have two. What you need to know is that the stimulus bill debuted on Wednesday this week will have a reconciliation to it, which means it won't need a single Republican to support it. That means that if there are reoccurring stimulus checks, whether it is this idea from Talib and Jalapal for over the weekend that starts with $2,000 the first month and $1,000 every month, or whether it's Bernie Sanders and Ron Wyden's letter from the Senate, or the other Democrats from the House that wrote a letter saying reoccurring stimulus checks to the end of this year, if they want it in there, they will get it in there because it'll be by reconciliation, and away we go. So this is going to be very delicious very quickly for you for stimulus. Fifth stimulus, don't know yet. More about that later. Let me cut now to the third stimulus check. Let me jump into the live chat with you right now. And if you have questions about the third stimulus check, whether you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, or you use Direct Express card, or you're not, you file tax returns, drop any comments, questions you have right now, and let's see what big questions people are having, and let's see what questions we can answer. They need to hurry up with those mail checks. Oh my goodness, says Dee Dee. Yes, so those March 26 mail checks are late. That's the great news, even though late is usually not a great news. But we know they're not a loss because about 100 plus viewers have gotten that March 26 check today, which is March 29th. And so they are clearly late. So if you have a March 26 check date, then it's late. Waiting on my regular check, says Alicia. Green dot playing around, says Young. A green dot usually pays ahead of time. So if it does not appear on green dot, it may be in the mail for you, Young John. Chase, nothing yet, says Josephina. So if it's not on, now Chase, because it's a big bank, it would release it on the 31st. If you don't get it from Chase on the 31st, it's likely in the mail. What did the Chuck do you mean fourth? So there's a fourth stimulus package coming this Wednesday, and Chuck Schumer will do it by reconciliation because he has an extra one available. Jamie and Julie, they have a March 26th check, but the mail has not arrived yet. So the great news for Jamie and Julie is that about 100 plus viewers have gotten that 26th check today, very late on the 29th. Still coming though. Pat, my bank said IRS sent them nothing. So Pat, it may be in the mail. Norma, nothing pending on Direct Express. It may be in the mail as well. I'm on SSI and I haven't gotten mine, but my sister got hers last week and she also collects SSI, says Stevie. Yeah, we've seen this a lot. People who bank at the same bank, one gets it, one doesn't. People that are boyfriend and girlfriend, one gets it, one doesn't. Serge, can Republicans counter a proposed reconciled bill from the Democrats? They cannot. The only opposition to a reconciliation would be from fellow Democrats. So that's why if fellow Democrats want to hold out for recurring stimulus checks, that's why it might happen. When are they thinking forced stimulus may come out? So forced stimulus by recon would go the same time frame. So let's see. It took us from January to March to get forced stimulus done, but let's subtract a month in there because they were battling for a month about bipartisanship. So at least 2 months. So if they started now, you would see it the start of May potentially getting this done. Nothing from Chase, says Natalie. Does anyone have People's Bank? Yes. So People's Bank has paid stimulus checks on the first wave and the second wave. Queen Royale, is direct deposit still a possibility on the 31st? It is. That's a great question. Queen Royale always has great questions. Let me jump on camera. So what should you expect for the 31st? The 31st, some viewers will get direct deposit. Some viewers will get direct deposit if they have no prior alert saying there's a pending March 31st deposit. Others will get the deposit that have an alert that says there's a pending March 31st deposit. And then about at least 50% of the viewers of this channel will not get a March 31st deposit. What I've been trying to make very clear in advance of the March 31st, because I just know there's going to be someone who's going to say this, you may not get a deposit on March 31st. It may be coming in the mail. And I know there's going to be someone on March 31st said, I got nothing on March 31st, and you said I was supposed to get it on March 31st. So what happened? Where's my donut? No, I'm not saying you're going to get it on March 31st. I'm saying that 50% of those viewers are not getting deposits ever, and that they're going in the mail. But that there is a third wave of stimulus checks, and about half of you will get them on or around March 31st. The effective date is the March 31st. Big banks will not release the funds until the 31st. Small banks and credit unions, Cash App, Chime, Bancorp, H&R Block, Green Emerald Card, and TurboTax are types of organizations that may release the funds earlier. Great questions, always. Let me jump back into the live chat right now. Barbara, if I had I just lost Barbara's question. Christina, got a question. Get my check, says not enough information, working on it. What do I do? My bank is NetSpend. Okay, so if the IRS tool has no results for you, then you need to watch your bank and watch the mail. And you need to watch this channel because you are likely to land based upon the statistics of the channel. What do I mean? If we see 50% of the viewers of this channel going to the mail, then you have to understand that you have a 50% chance of being in the mail. If you have 80% of the viewers going in the mail having a March 26th date, then you have to assume that maybe if you're in the mail that you have a potential March 26th date for that check. If you're watching this channel and you see that people, NetSpend, if you watch this channel and you hear me tell you, which I have actually said, NetSpend did prepay some viewers their third stimulus checks last Friday and Saturday, then you may be of concern going into Wednesday, if you don't see it post, that yours is not going to come by direct deposit. It may likely go by mail. That's how this channel works, is when you see similarities of events occurring with other people, then you use those numbers and extrapolate accordingly. Great question across the board. Let's see some more other comments. What about Direct Express? Over 50% of people on Direct Express will not get it on the Direct Express card. It will not come, and it will never come. It will be in the mail. So far, about 50% of the viewers from second wave who are on the Direct Express card have an alert that it's not coming to Direct Express, but coming in the mail. How do you check with USPS, says Norma. Do I have that here? Let's see. I do. So if you want to check with USPS, you can go to usps.com for Norma. And it's called Informed Delivery by USPS. It'll take a screen grab of the front of the of any envelope and tell you what's coming. It's a free app. It's online. If you want to just Google it, it's Google Informed Delivery. And that is from the post office. What about people that are on permanent disability? How do they find out about our stimulus check? Same as everyone else. Same as everyone else. Same situation. The situation about missing stimulus checks is for everyone else. Richard, Direct Express is getting a payment date for May. That's absolutely untrue. That's absolutely untrue. Direct Express consumers have already gotten direct deposits on the second wave of March 24th. Direct Express consumers already have pending deposits for March 31st. And Direct Express consumers already have mail check results from irs.gov. Nearly 50% of viewers on Direct Express have mail results currently pending. So that's absolutely untrue, Richard. But thank you for your comment anyway. Let me jump into some more of the comments. Lorraine, I'm on SSI DI. I filed a rebate recovery with my son's 22-year-olds. Will he get the third stimulus? Will I get my second stimulus in the mail next month? Rebate recovery. If you mean you filed your 2020 tax return requesting a missing second stimulus check, then I think what Lorraine is asking is a great question. If I'm understanding her question, let me repeat it for the viewers. I think what her question is, she has a missing second stimulus check and has requested it to come. So will that fix the third stimulus check? We really don't know the answer to that. If the second one was missing, the third one may be missing for the same reason the second one was an issue. So when they get to fix the second one, then that may default to the third one. We really don't know enough of reasons of why second stimulus checks were not paid to people. Either it was sent out and was lost, or just wasn't sent out. If it was sent out and lost, your second stimulus check, and it was simply lost and you didn't get it, and by requesting it, now it comes, then third stimulus may come this week. But if second stimulus was never sent out because they didn't know about you, then until they know about you by filing your 2020 tax return, you wouldn't get the third stimulus. That's a really great question. We really don't know the answer because we don't know why your second stimulus check was missing. Let me jump into more of the questions. Timothy, I got the first and second on Direct Express, Comerica. What about the third? 50% of you will get it in the mail. Over 50% of the viewers this channel. If you got that first and second stimulus check on Direct Express card, Comerica, 50% at least of you will get it in the mail. It will never come to Comerica Direct Express. It's the same thing if you are Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, H&R Block as well, and SSI and SSDI, Social Security and Railroad Benefits. If you got the first and second by direct deposit, over 50% of you will get it in the mail. Why? Because IRS has told us that a large number of you will never get it by direct deposit. So you'll never see it on that Direct Express card. It will be in the mail. Great question. Let me jump back into the live chat again. I still have on Direct Express, and I had it will be this week. Is that true for SSI? Alberta, I don't understand the question. If you mean the IRS tool says it's coming by direct deposit for March 31st, then yes, it's coming for March 31st. What about the rent eviction moratorium? Oh, yes, let me cut to that right now. Let me cut to the rent eviction moratorium. Thank you for reminding me. That was Robin. Let me cut it over the eviction moratorium and the forced stimulus right now. And then I'll give a recap of what CDC said, because boy, that was a shocker. The rent eviction moratorium has been extended to June. So rent eviction moratorium has been extended to June. The rent eviction moratorium protects individuals who make less than $99,000 or married couples who make less than $198,000. It's the CDC eviction moratorium. It is a federal eviction moratorium. So if your city or state doesn't have an eviction moratorium, many do, but if your city or state does not, you are protected under the CDC. That's for the Center for Disease Control. If you're wondering which CDC, it's the same CDC you watch every day on this channel with Dr. Walensky. That CDC. It's the same CDC. The Center for Disease Control issues the executive order. You go to their website, you get a copy of the declaration, you give it to your landlord. All the instructions are on their website. It's now extended to June. There's a lot of issues about it. One of the issues is why June. The reason why it's June is because the money for rent, utilities, and mortgage assistance is now by many accounts going to land in the next 4 weeks. So they don't think they need to keep this eviction moratorium after that money lands. That's the purpose for that money. That once that money lands, you don't need an eviction moratorium. That's their idea. Not my idea, that's their idea. So That is why the eviction moratorium will likely end in June. It's not going to be continued again. Second, there's a big series of articles today that says property owners are selling their properties in fire sales because the current third stimulus does not provide them enough money, and that with the extension to June, they're going to lose their shirt. So they're having to dump their properties. That's a whole other situation and may impact the real estate market. Elsewhere, let's cut to fourth stimulus. Fourth stimulus will be debuted in 48 hours from now on Wednesday. It will be a bill. It'll be introduced by the president. It'll have a name to it and a logo. And Sirloin will have a $12 ice cream flavor named after it. It is the Recovery Act. Yeah, this one was the rescue. This one's the recovery. Yeah, everything's with an R instead of a K like Kardashians. The stimulus is with R's this year, and it will be the Recovery Act. And the Recovery Act will have in there transportation, roads, highways, climate, and stimulus. Now, the Republicans are going to oppose it because it has climate in there. The Democrats may have already told the president, some Democrats have already told the president they will oppose it if he doesn't get Republicans to support it. That's really an interesting twist. Other Republicans said they will oppose it if the president tries to do it without it paying for itself. Well, it's not going to pay for itself. And then other Democrats are saying they're going to oppose it if it is supported by raising taxes. Well, it is going to be supported by raising taxes. It will be supported by capital gains taxes increased, your inheritance taxes increase, your corporate tax increase, and also your wealth tax being employed. Now, will it go by reconciliation? It will. So the Democrats will argue, and they'll likely win with the Senate parliamentarian, that they have an extra reconciliation because they did not use one yet from this year, that this one used in January for third stimulus was a leftover one from last year. They'll be right. They'll be able to do this by recon. And with that, the only question is who will block the bill. It will be the Democrats that could potentially block fellow Democrats. And those Democrats have already spoken up. It is the Wydens and the Sanders that say they're going to demand reoccurring stimulus checks until the end of this year. This is stimulus checks for you. And this is a lot more money than $1,400. A lot more money. And those stimulus checks come on the heels of that standalone bill introduced to the House last week by Tlaib and Jalapal, who you just saw, that provides $2,000 the first month and $1,000 thereafter. So that is fourth stimulus. Fifth stimulus, you won't hear me talk about too much more for a while because fifth stimulus is coming in late April. So let's just get through fourth stimulus for now. I mean, that's what they're promising, but everything takes a little time. Thank you, Alicia, for the super chat. Peter, what's your question? I didn't see a question, Peter. Let's see what else people are asking right now. If you have more questions, drop in the comments below. Mansion, says George. Well, yeah, there's more than Mansion this time because Democrats are asking for stimulus checks, and you're going to hear a lot about climate. Thank you, Jenny, for a nice comment. The 31st nothing, says Ann. It may be in the mail instead, Ann. Crump, with Bank of America, absolutely nothing from them. IRS says mailed 326. But USPS Informed Delivery says it's coming today. Hang on, everyone. Oh, wow. Can you see what Crump Family Values just said? I'm going to read it back to you again. Crump Family Values says a direct deposit consumer. So set up for Bank America, Crump Family Values, Bank America. Bank America shows nothing pending for last week, for first wave, for second wave, or for third wave. But the IRS tool for Crump Family Values shows March 26. I got to tell you, I have hundreds of thousands of viewers who have March 26 mail as a result. Crump has it as well, March 26. And guess what? We have about 100 plus viewers who got the March 26 today, March 29th. and the day is still early. It's only 12. It's only 1:45 on the West Coast, and I haven't had a lot of interactions about this subject yet. So Crump now reports that informed delivery consent from USPS shows his March 26 is landing today in the mail, and this is informed delivery consent. So there you go. Great news. Let me recap where we are at the bottom of the hour for your stimulus updates. The big updates as we go into noontime, LA, is the following. That if you have a stimulus check and you got that first one by direct deposit, you got the second one by direct deposit, you have Direct Express set up for direct deposit, or you have your big bank set up for direct deposit, guess what? It may not be coming by direct deposit, it may be coming by the mail. And that's what's important to understand. Even if you have no alerts, nothing from Direct Express, no alerts from your bank, it may be in the mail. And now we see that those March 26 viewers, which is a lot, I mean, hundreds of thousands of viewers have March 26 mail as a result, are now seeing stimulus checks show up today, Monday. So that's the great news. Let me jump back finally into the live chat and see any other exciting developments that are happening right now. Let's see what else. Iris 2 is not giving me a date period. It still says not enough information. So if you have no information on the tool, what I want you to do is lean upon the analytics of the viewership. So if you see over 50% of the viewers getting the mail, yours may be in the mail. Let's see some more of the comments and questions. Got an update from the IRS portal. Says direct deposit for the 31st. Says Anna. There you go. So Anna has a new update from the IRS portal. Says March 31st. Away we go. Congratulations. Oscar Sabalos. Portal says March 31st. Direct deposit. Wow. Suddenly things are starting to move at this. Richard, March 26th, no check. So now what we're seeing is about 100 plus viewers are getting that check in the mail March 26th late. So don't worry, it's coming. March 26th received. Congratulations, Susan Dower. Just received. Congratulations. Pat, niece, the 26th, mail not yet. So it may come tomorrow. What's going on with Direct Express card? Shannon, I'll give you the big update in 1 second. Dragon, March 26th, nothing. Bernadette, informed delivery, nothing yet. Richard, USPS, informed delivery, message from IRS. Congratulations. Mortgage forbearance extended also. I can't remember. I think the mortgage forbearance actually is in third stimulus. So mortgage forbearance is in third stimulus. That was not coming up for a deadline, if I recall correctly. All right, let me tell you the big update where we are at the 33-minute mark. We're running a little bit late here. Along here is the following. One, if you're a Direct Express consumer, 50% of you are getting the check not on Direct Express, but in the mail. Yes. 50% of Direct Express consumers will never get on the Direct Express card. It will come in the mail, and it could be coming in the mail this week. Watch the mail. This is the type of envelope it may be coming in, a beige envelope or a white envelope. It's white with nothing on the outside, no logo, no insignia. It's a very skinny envelope. It literally is razor thin, and if you miss it, you could throw it away. It says information about your economic impact payment. You would get the stimulus check if you are the person that's supposed to be paid. If you have a representative payee, nope. If you're a dependent on someone else's tax return, no, they get your stimulus check. Watch the white envelope and the beige envelope. Watch the mail every single day this week until the end of next week, because checks are coming. Hundreds of thousands of viewers this channel have March 26 mail checks results, and those include people on Direct Express card. Those include people with the big banks. And they have a March 26th date. The great news is about 100 plus viewers now have gotten the check today, March 29th, late. So the fact that it's late for some means it's late for probably all of you. So it may land tomorrow. Give it time, have patience, stay positive, and stay focused. It's going to land. Meantime, some of you will get direct deposit March 31st. That is the third wave. I report exclusively over this weekend. It is now confirmed. It is now confirmed because now we see a lot of people getting alerts about March 31st. You will see an alert potentially on the IRS tool, potentially on Direct Express, or on your big bank. All those three things have occurred with some viewers. Direct Express is posting pending for March 31st for some viewers, big banks for other viewers March 31st, and also credit unions for other people for March 31st. But again, you may not get it on March 31st. Rather, yours may be in the mail. So watch the mail. The checks for March 26th are landing late, and then the April 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th checks, remember, those are not the days in which the checks land. That is the effective date written in the corner of the check. So the dates the checks land are usually 1 to 2 days ahead of time if they're on time. So count back those days. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also like this video. And I'll see you next on Afternoons LA as we go into the big final minutes of the day. The market's about to close. The CDC video, you're going to see again. You're going to see more about that CDC video in which Dr. Walensky practically breaks down in tears about the growing concerns of the virus, and more about eviction moratorium, forced stimulus, and also that real shocker about the reconciliations. With that, stay informed, stay focused. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also like this video. If you're not become a member, consider becoming a member so you have access to the bills and documents across the board, because there's a lot of bills and documents happening. And stay with LA for more.